The water keeps rising, and so do the financial costs of flooding in one central Kentucky county. What the judge executive told us about the problem.
How a Lexington businessman who spent his life giving so much back to the community is being remembered tonight.
It is just a dog, but it's a very precious dog to us.
A family asked for help finding a missing pet who disappeared after a fire at their home.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. They've spent the last few days keeping a very close eye on flooded creeks and rivers. But Estill County leaders say they're also worried about the rising costs.
They say snowstorms this winter and flooding this spring have taken a financial toll, and this latest round of flooding only makes things worse. Monique Blair explains in our top story at 11.
Fish swimming on the same road you drive on. Likely not something you see every day. But for people who live in Estill County, it's hard to know what to expect these days.
Like a yo-yo, up, down, up, down, up, down.
In the past 2 weeks, crews have responded to 3 landslips, 1 road nearly destroyed, and cars stuck in high water.
It's continuing to escalate as the ground's so wet, and more rain just creates more problems for us.
Not to mention the debris that floats down the river once it gets high.
Seen everything go down that river but a house. See all that debris? You have the same amount every time, and where it all comes from, I don't know.
It's pretty obvious that Millers Creek Road here is completely covered in water, but oftentimes it's what you don't see that's causing the bigger problems.
We've had 3 federal disasters within 6 weeks.
To constitute a federal disaster in Estill County, damages must exceed $54,000.
This year we've had, with this disaster, we're approaching well over $1 million worth of damage with all entities within the county.
The various county entities are responsible for paying about 12% of the total damage amount.
It creates shortfalls. It creates possibly cuts in other areas to get through the year.
But for now, with more rain forecasted, it's hard to prevent these damages.
There's nothing we can do with Mother Nature other than just keep striving to make it better and safer.
In Estill County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Well, the judge executive tells us there are ways to offset that cost so the county won't have to foot 12% of the total cost of the damages. The flooded Red River has been causing problems in neighboring Powell County. Emergency managers say more than 10 roads around the county have been closed because of high water. They've been trying to keep people from driving through the water, but they say this morning they found a car crashed in high water underneath a bridge. Emergency crews searched for the driver, but they later found someone had given her a ride to a friend's home. Police later charged her with leaving the scene of an accident.
And listen to this. Heavy rain caused a vault to come out of the ground at a Mercer County cemetery. Larry Turner says his mother Hazel was buried in January at Patterson Cemetery, but he says the rain flooded her grave, causing her vault to float up and come right out of the ground. He says the sight broke his heart.
You can see the vault sticking up, and it looks like a bomb has gone off on top of the grave.
Crews at the cemetery drained water from the grave. While trying to move the vault today, they accidentally broke its seal, but they say no water reached Hazel's remains. Crews say that no other graves in that cemetery were affected by the rain. They say Hazel's grave was the only one with a vault. Her family has not decided if she'll be reburied with a vault. In Casey County, some people spent the day cleaning up the damage caused by the flooding. Some businesses along 127 in Liberty in the bypass had water damage after heavy rain yesterday. One woman told us a foot of water destroyed nearly everything in her storage unit.
I was thinking, well, everything should be fine except for my big furniture, because I had everything up. And it just so happened to be my luck I had my most important things down.
5 years ago, flooding caused major damage in the same part of Liberty. The owner of one restaurant damaged then says the business was not eligible for flood insurance at the time, but now she says she has insurance.
Rain returned to the bluegrass tonight, and it looks like even more could be on the way in the coming days. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what he's tracking on the First Alert Defender right now.
Yeah, additional showers have been rolling across the state over the past several hours. Today's round of rain, though, much lighter than what we had roughly 36 hours ago, so not creating any additional high water problems. We'll have to keep an eye on some stuff, though, developing in Tennessee that rolls in here for Thursday. Live First Alert Defender, as of now, picking up on more of the spotty shower action in parts of central Kentucky, especially just to the south of the Lexington metro areas. The areas really hard hit over the past few weeks by flooding, not picking up on a tremendous amount of rain today. That's a good thing. Still some leftover rains here from Richmond down to Berea. Southern Kentucky had some heavier bursts of rain here, but you notice now Columbia, Lake Cumberland up into Casey County, where you were hard hit yesterday, not seeing a whole lot of rain right now, though some of these areas picked up close to a half-inch around parts of Adair County. Sections of McCreary and Wayne counties working on local amounts, closing in on 1 inch of water. Absolutely crazy yet again. What Live First Alert Defender is picking up on now is a complex of showers and thunderstorms blowing up quickly across the volunteer state of Tennessee. What is here is going to lift its way to the northeast as we go through the overnight and certainly through the day tomorrow. Those showers and thunderstorms on your hour-by-hour radar continue to blow up to our southwest, and those will be working into town as we go into tomorrow. Watch that future radar lighting up into the first half of your Thursday. Guys, when I come back in just a few minutes, we'll talk about the updated rainfall total forecast with the hour-by-hour outlook.
All right, Chris, thank you. Tonight, an eastern Kentucky couple has been charged in connection to the death of their infant daughter.
Police arrested 21-year-old Ashley Newsom and 19-year-old Joseph Newsom. They've been charged with manslaughter. Police say the 2-month-old girl was found unresponsive at her home in Knott County this afternoon. She later died at a hospital. Investigators have not released a cause of death, but an autopsy has been scheduled for tomorrow.
Tonight, well-known Lexington businessman and philanthropist Don Jacobs Sr. is being remembered. He died today at his home at the age of 81. Jacobs founded the successful Old Don Jacobs car dealership that now sits at the corner of Nicholasville and New Circle Roads. He and his wife, Kathy, also donated to many organizations around Lexington, including the Hope Center and the University of Kentucky. A transitional house and a cafeteria on West Loudon Avenue are named after them. Hope Center Executive Director Cecil Dunn says Don Jacobs was a quiet but generous man.
Anywhere you would see him, he'd be there, but he'd kind of be in the background. And all that Don and Kathy did for the Hope Center has helped hundreds and hundreds of people.
Visitation will be from 4 until 8 Friday at Emmanuel Baptist Church in Lexington. The funeral will be at the church Saturday morning at 11. The family asked memorial donations be made to the Hope Center.
A grand jury will not indict anyone for a deadly officer-involved shooting in Madison County last year. The Madison County grand jury announced its decision today after hearing testimony from investigators, witnesses, and firearms experts. Last September, police shot 29-year-old Jesse Gibbons. Police say that Gibbons assaulted a Lexington police officer, then led them on a chase to Richmond. They say they had no choice but to shoot him.
They lost their home in a devastating fire, but tonight a Rowan County family needs your help making sure they don't lose a beloved pet, too. One of the family's dogs that firefighters rescued later ran off, and they're hoping for a happy reunion after losing so much in the last few days. Garrett Weimer has the story new at 11.
At the Bentley's home in Moorhead, a lot of what survived the fire now sits outside, but something's missing.
Of this dog, it was last seen in the Deer Run area.
Shine.
She's just so sweet and so loving. She is just a member of the family.
When the house caught fire on Sunday, firefighters went in through the window and rescued the family's 2 dogs inside. But then Shine, spooked no doubt, ran away.
It is just a dog. You know, but it's a very precious dog to us.
The family still has a lot of work to do here, but they say having Shine back would make it all a little bit easier.
We're all just totally devastated, and mainly more over the dog than the house. The house can be rebuilt.
And even with all this family faces in the coming weeks, starting nearly from scratch after a fire that tore through their home, leaving behind ashes and odds and ends, they're still not giving up hope of finding their dog.
We really are just begging and pleading if anyone can get this dog and bring it back to us. Oh my God, it would mean the world. It would mean the world to us.
In Moorhead, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Oh, that is just awful. The family is offering a $1,000 reward for someone who finds and returns Shine.
An unexpected landing caused some tense moments outside the U.S. Capitol today. In 9 minutes, the message behind this unusual stunt.
And then Devin Booker had a special surprise today for some people at a Lexington assisted living facility. A postal carrier faces charges tonight after police say he landed his gyrocopter on the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol building.
The pilot, 61-year-old Doug Hughes, said he was delivering letters to each member of Congress protesting campaign finance corruption. Friends say Hughes had been planning this stunt for months, and he even talked about his plans with the Tampa Bay Times.
He also realized that he needed to do something big in order to, again, turn the attention of the American public to this very boring subject, campaign finance reform.
Now, the area around the Capitol building is restricted airspace. The FAA says that Hughes did not have permission to be there. Investigators did not find anything hazardous on that aircraft.
A man facing a lawsuit over a Casey County woman's death has now filed a lawsuit of his own. Michael Johnson is now countersuing the daughters of Leah Skipper, his late girlfriend. As we first told you in a WKYT investigation last year, investigators ruled Skipper's death a suicide, but Skipper's family was concerned the case didn't get a full investigation. Police say Johnson was in Skipper's home when she died. A grand jury did not indict him. Skipper's daughters are suing Johnson for $3 million. In his countersuit, Johnson claims the daughter's lawsuit means to harass and annoy him. Tonight, people in Clay County are remembering a man they say dedicated his life to keeping children safe. Carl Henson spent more than 20 years driving buses for Clay County schools, but school leaders say he died yesterday morning just minutes after dropping off children at Paces Creek Elementary. Doctors say he suffered a heart attack. The Clay County superintendent says Henson was dedicated to his job.
But he saw it so much more than that. He saw it as a way to minister to children and to love children and to take care of them on that school bus.
Henson was also a church pastor. He was 65 years old.
Well, just in time for the Oaks and the Derby, Churchill Downs has unveiled some new suites for those with a special interest in the races. The Winner's Circle Suites are part of a multi-million-dollar renovation at the track in Louisville. They're for the owners of horses running in the Oaks and the Derby. The suites come with hospitality areas and private wagering booths. There's also a new courtyard green space in front of the suites. For Derby week, premium seats will be installed there, but after the Derby, the track will be putting in benches and picnic tables for all the fans.
Trying to make sure that no matter where you are, in the winner's circle, in the mansion, or in the grandstands, you have a spectacular experience on Oaks and Derby Day.
All the renovations will be finished by April 25th, the first day of the Churchill Downs meet. A former UK basketball star had a surprise for people at a Lexington assisted living facility today. Devin Booker stopped by Cambridge Place on Cambridge Drive, and the people who lived there had no idea that he was coming. Booker received a warm welcome from both the residents and the staff of the facility.
He came out to meet all of our residents and sign a few autographs, take a couple pictures, and it was awesome. Our residents were so excited. It was so nice to have a visitor, but a famous visitor, come out and visit them.
Yes, indeed. Cambridge Place leaders tell us that Booker chose them for his special visit today. They say it was just one of the ways that he wanted to thank UK fans for their support this past season. Wow, his parents should be really proud of that young man.
Of all the things that he could be doing right now, to take the time.
Good for him.
Good fellow.